Hello Commanders, Commander Placer here and welcome to today's live stream. I hope everyone is doing very well, and by now you know we've got the full details on fleet carriers, and we can hopefully talk a little bit about that now. Gotta be honest, I've been sitting on those details for about a week, so I am super pumped to be able to talk about it with you guys and really kind of get into what's going on and what is happening. So it should be very exciting. Now, also, if you did miss the Frontier live stream, I have a video live on my channel already that will give you basically the full details on fleet carriers in around about 8 minutes or so. So do feel free to check that out. It will hopefully cover absolutely everything. Now, going forward, good evening everyone. So we have got Snappo, Gears, Emperor of Mars, Kurakenchi, Hunter, Nightbot, Nuke, Dave, Waddles, Vortex, Tokuso, Focal Lens, Pro Rock, So Super Death, how are you doing? I haven't seen you for ages. Lee, Seth, Aztec. It's exciting. There is a lot of stuff being entered in there. Now, Emperor of Mars, I'm going to quickly mention your comment. It's only 10 million a week, mate. That is super achievable for anyone. You can pick up 10 mil in no time at all. Do a tiny spot of mining, and you're done. That is it. Like, even if you're not getting top dollar for it, it doesn't matter. It's going to be so easy. Snappo, dude, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Awesome start to the stream. And also, thank you, Snappo, for your work that you're doing battling the current crisis that is going on at the moment. Unsung hero. Now, I mean, I'm like, we've got, if you can afford to buy one for 5 billion, I think you're going to be good, right? I'm going to fly around, do a little bit of murderous stuff in here. Vortex will be mad at me because it'll affect BGS, but don't worry. Now, what I will say is that it's a chance to make money as well, and there's going to be a lot of stuff with that going on. I'm looking forward to seeing how that pans out. It should be interesting, I think, to say the least. That's kind of my thoughts on it. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of carriers all in the same place. That's for sure. To at least start off with. Yeah, Pro Rock, at base it is 10 mil, but then yeah, once you add in the other facilities and services, it looks to be 2.5 mil per one. So it's, I mean, that doesn't look so bad, I guess. Lee, it seems to be missing that facility. In fact, actually, it could be in the redemptions, and that might be something they add in. So that's something to consider, is that we've got the beta coming up, and if enough people request a function or a service, Frontier may look at it and decide to add it in. The thing is, J26, will it be anymore? Because what you'll have is people being able to go anywhere and everywhere. And to be fair, yeah, I suppose ED Miner, they'll be like, oh no, we'll just go here for low temperature diamonds. Will it be like that, you know? But yeah, Hector Kurokanchi is right. I am on PC. That's because I actually, and I've got nothing wrong with consoles, for clarity. I couldn't play on a sofa. I just couldn't do it for Elite. Definitely not. See, Rejet, that would totally warp the game, wouldn't it? Look, long-ranged lasers. Come on. Got him. But yeah, it's there definitely should be a cost graphics, I think. Now, obviously, this is a completely open invitation to everybody. During the beta, I will have a carrier. I've got 11 billion credits, so I'm going to be sitting on it in the beta, and we will hopefully be testing everything out. Because if everybody has a carrier, then no one's going to do anything, are they? But yeah, trading modules between players, I don't think Elite is remotely ready for that, considering, you know, how would you sell them? Like, would you? Yeah, and so Super Death, that is 100% what you need to do as well. It's all about breaking as much as you can during a beta, and knowing that you don't need to worry about it. I also wouldn't necessarily recommend everyone like rushing out and doing all of their mining now in order to get one for the beta, because it's going to be too late. The chances are they normally take a screenshot for the beta at least a week before they implement it. So everyone's saves that are already out there are likely. So don't worry about rushing. Don't mine yourself stupid just yet. But yeah, it's something to be thought about. Hector, mate, you need to get yourself mining. That's going to be the easiest way to do it, I think. But yeah, I, for one, have kind of thought about different ways that you could possibly make yourselves money using them. And honestly, I think doing a bit of a load up for like commodities needed to unlock engineers and then parking them in that system and selling them would be a fantastic idea. Because you've got to think about it. You'd be able to stock up on, say, Comitran cigars, for example. Load up your carrier and just sit there and be like, cool, we're selling on here. And for convenience, people would pay. That's it. Honestly, Vortex, I think it'll be based off of probably the usual normal amount. I think it'll be that. Because then it's kind of like, where's this money coming from? But yeah, I think there's a lot to kind of be had in terms of gameplay and a lot of thoughts. Modular terminals, yeah, Fujin Tea, all that stuff, all of it. So there's opportunities, and I don't think it's going to be that hard at all to make the money for it. It's going to be pretty easy. Hi Halo, sorry, chat went a bit quick there. So Hunter, you say, can you purchase ships from modules? Ships and modules from stations to sell? No. What you do is you'll buy packs of ships or packs of modules. So you're buying them as stock, so you don't pay them like one for one. You're going to purchase a stock of them to then have ready to sell to people. And the chances are it's going to be buy in bulk and then sell for a profit. Like, even at your normal price, it'll be like that. With regards to what defences the carriers will have, they will operate very, very similar to stations. So you'll also have system security there as well. Woodles, is that not exactly what we do? Like, how easy would that be? So David G, that's an interesting thought. Right, let's have a look. Let's go have a look at Hutton to see whether or not we could. I mean, one, why? Why would we want to get there? Well, come on. No, come on. Okay. Right. So, because I don't know why you'd want to. And no. This is where awkwardly I'm like, where the hell is Hutton Auto? What system is it in? Because I don't know. I've never been there. Oh, come on. Right. So yeah, you literally could load up Alpha Centauri, of course it's Alpha Centauri. Now, that was it, reject Bromolite. Yeah, you could literally... You'd be able to get there in one jump. Like, you would be able to jump up, park at Eden, and go from there. Pro Rock, yeah, chat does lag a bit. It's what it do. Go Tigers, hello. How are you doing? Yeah, like stations Pro Rock, because it's more of a station, really, than a mega ship. Go there and actually sell anacondas. Oh, J26. That would be legendary, wouldn't it? That would be the thing to do. Yeah. Everyone take notes. But this is the thing, you've got to be... You've got to think ahead. You can't give them for free, but you could... I don't know how much control we're going to have over the price, because you could potentially mark the price down. Alsteve, how you doing? I think really interesting. I'm in for it. I like the idea of it. It's something to do. The only thing it has tech is that we don't know when you buy the tritium, is it going to go into your ship or is it going to go direct to the carrier? Because that would be the interesting thing. So it's kind of a... Oh, who knows? All meta alloys, yep. There's so much potential. But yeah, you know what? I never got on the forums anyway, so who am I to question? I will add a little encouragement though. If anyone who hasn't clicked the like button on YouTube, it does actually really help the stream out. So please do. It'd be lovely if you did. But yeah, it's a lot of interesting stuff to come, I think. I don't know exactly how it's all going to work out. Did anyone spot the accidental deliberate mistake by Luke, the dev, where he spoke about the number of landing pads? Yeah, Vortex, that'd be it. But yeah, I think that was a... He said that there would be... Well, he got the numbers wrong. There's more large than there is small. So you've got 8 large, 4 medium, 4 small. And that is plenty. So yeah, he got it the wrong way around. He said there was 8 small, but if you look at all of the images that are kicking around, there is not. It doesn't have that. It's got 8 on the top. Also, I don't know if you guys watched the jump out sequence, but that gave us an interesting look at the landing pads because they appear to be armoured over, which I tell you what we'll do. We're going to jump into that. So, one moment, please. I'll find the spot. Right. So, and this is something that you might not have noticed, because this is, like I say, I've had this for a while. So we've got the jump out, but if you stop and you look at the pads, they look covered in some way. But yeah, you can count. You can see the pads. You've got 8 large. You've got 2 small, 2 medium, and then you have the same on the other side as well. So, there you go. Lycan Troop, they're gone. The support ships are gone. The idea of them didn't fit with the gameplay and how they adjusted it, so it's gone. Woodles, like I say, I don't think he can.
Hello there.
We'll see. AZD904, thank you for subscribing. Welcome. But yeah. We've got a lot to look at. The only thing that I'm not really too fussed about is the ability for you to be able to list what activity you are going to be doing with your carrier, or what you're going to be, because it's honestly right when you do multi-crew, because that's basically what it is when do you find crew and you say, oh, what are you waiting for, right? And you go, oh, we're doing all of these things, all these further activities. Okay, all you do is everyone selects piracy. Everyone selects piracy because then you can go and do whatever you want, and you can do everything. So there you go. Hey Marcus, how you doing? We're having a good old chat about the fleet carrier reveal. Now, right, one moment, guys, because I want to do this. I'm just going to refer back to something, to my notes. Now, right, the fleet bank. I saw somewhere that, well, I'm getting the impression that people may be able to just donate to the fleet bank. There is some possibility for that. Here we go. Oh, look. It's WeJet. WeJet, if we're not in a wing, so if you shoot me, you're gonna... It's not gonna work. But yeah, not everything should be traded, and not everything should be traded either, so I think it's totally fine. But it will be a real test to see what we can store. So I'm thinking it's going to be the case of go off and get all of these things. Woodles, no, not at all. They've not mentioned any rank lock behind it at all, and it's not related to any factions. So I don't see why it would. So it's kind of one of those things where it wouldn't make sense lore-wise or gameplay-wise, really. But then again, if we're talking about lore, you know, FDev isn't well known for sticking to their own lore that often. So we shall see. Hey chickers, how you doing? But there's going to be so much for us to test out in the beta that I'm hoping it's a good long beta. Like the launch is going to be in June when we actually get our hands on them. So we've got plenty of time to work this stuff out. Oh yeah, you know what? I've got a fighter pilot. And I completely forgot that I have a fighter pilot. Hang on. How can I have crew? Is she not... She's inactive. Ugh. Every damn time. I'll get Gypsy in the wing too. But yeah, a decent beta is what is important. It's got to happen. We have to test the absolute shite out of it. Break whatever you can, get it reported. It's so important. Right, it's unbelievably important that we do that as players. I know you could argue that when I'm not being I'm not being paid to test this game. No, you're not. But you know what? You're not having to pay for it either. And you're getting a head start on the game mechanics that you're going to get used to. So let's be cool about that. Oh no, Prorock. We've got to go we've got to go with the Ivan Drago. I will break it. No, come on. Doesn't it know that I can't hit stuff? I was going to kind of add to that, but... There we go. Yeah, Chickas, they are doing a beta for consoles for like the first time ever. So it kind of gives you an idea of how big this is going to be. But no doubt they'll have different weeks of the beta. So what they'll do is they'll try something out, see if it works. If people give loads of feedback and say this is broken, they'll take them off and put them back in. Chickas, you can't. You can't. Obviously, whatever your name is, Prime. I'm not going to say the first part of it, am I? That's a given. Has it been a long time? I feel like I'd recognise your name. It's exactly what it means. Of course, it's going to be new content. I'm not doing salt about this because it still remains free content in a game that I have put thousands of hours into. So I'm like, but yeah, I think there's like I say, a lot to come. A lot of interesting things. Is it going to be exactly what we all thought it was initially? I guess not. I don't know. There's a lot to kind of see what happens. I'm disappointed that those support ships won't be there because they looked freaking cool. And they would be lovely to see, like, just because it's new and it's more. Light and Troop, how can these work for exploration? Well, you could potentially, well, one, you've got somewhere where you can repair, restock, refuel. So you've still got those things that you'll be able to do. So that'll be handy. Plus you'll be able to take different loadouts. So you've got to think, suddenly, and this is the thing, suddenly, right, what's the highest point on the galactic plane you can get? Right? The absolute highest point people have got on the galactic plane. Right? Forget that. Think about how far you're going to be able to get. You won't need to worry about having to refuel. That's it. You're going to be out. You're just going to be like, yeah. Pick the center, and you go. Screw this. We're gonna go up. All right. How far can we go? No. All right. Let's find the first system. You know what? I've got a button for that. So. High? Why? Because Prorock, it's because then you can say up into the highest place. That's why. Or the lowest place. Because you get this as a view. That is why. But yeah, there could be some potential for that, Lee. Some epic trolling could occur as well. Get everyone to jump on your ship and then you just go, everyone's offline. Looks like we're leaving. But Vortex, we potentially could beat that. The same way that I've got my... if we look at... Oh, no. What are we doing? In the Gal map, for example, I have my very, very first Earth-like that I tagged when I went exploring and I went to Sagittarius A for the first time. And I went there. There it is. My Earth-like. This one right here. Now, it's not far away, but it's mine. I could go there. I don't know. Well, it'd be brilliant. It's just saying on the highest point and make it black. Right. Let's have a look. I don't think I'm going to get the galaxy map if you shoot me. So hold fire, boys. Okay, here. Obviously I can't. And it's a black hole. But we would be able to get there. Assume. Yeah, MK, you do. But the good news is that you'll be able to make sure... Well, actually, MK, here's the thing. The fuel rats will be able to work. Because what they'll be able to do is they'll be able to shuttle some tritium over to you. Bosh. Done. You know, it'll work. So there's a lot of stuff in there. A lot of options. But you'd be able to ferry out, like, jump, gather some fuel, come back, jump, gather some fuel, and you kind of make your way over. Or what you do is you have a group of players who will all go and get all of the fuel, bung it in bung it in the ships, park them up, and just wait to jump and then log back in, unload the fuel, and do that. Because there's no limit to how many people can dock on a carrier or be on there. So I think that's going to be something for us to test in the beta. We see how many people we can actually get all in to one instance in a carrier. I think that's some options. But yeah, like this. What a view that would be. Like from your ship, that would be an incredible view. Especially through the black hole. Huh? Like, I feel like we've got some serious options going on of what we might be able to do. And I think it's good. Yeah, Richard, it's going to be, from what I understand, cargo is essentially one unit. It's going to be... So you will be able to have that much in the way of cargo, so it should be fine. The only thing that you've got to consider is that not everything takes up the same amount of space and size. Jethro, hello, how you doing? Chunter, there is no damage. So when you say what's the damage, they cost 5 billion. Sorry, I thought you meant like, could they be damaged? No, they can't. But yeah, they're going to be 5 bill. And that's kind of it. Then you've got a 10 million weekly Hunter. We don't know. It's going to be based on how far you jump, though. We know that for sure. So yeah, there's Bambino, dude, get a wing invite. Apparently we're having a kill party up in here, so see, David, that's how it looks, but we don't know for certain. It may turn out that if we all complain and say that's not enough, so we all say it's not enough, they might change it if you're not happy with it. Let's play the game. I feel like this is a great opportunity to really influence the game and influence fleet carriers and push it forward. And also, it might be... I very much doubt it's going to be 1 ton per light year. That seems a bit... Come on. Don't seem right, does it? Oh, Professor English. He was flying around. Oh, he was flying around in a Anaconda earlier. So yeah, you can mine it from asteroids. You can purchase it from refinery commodities. I think it's gonna be all right. Like, I think it's gonna. I feel really, really positive about this update, and there's a lot to be had. I think there's a lot of gameplay to be had, which is good. I am certainly going to be enjoying it. Actually, ProRock, they said subsurface mining, so that's going to be subsurface displacement, because at the moment I don't think anyone does that. Chickers, no they won't, is the answer to that. Although it would be interesting to see if you... Oh, what would happen if you ended up in the ejection cone of one when you walked in? I mean, is it 260 hours? I thought someone said 88 early, didn't they? Like, because cloning is 22,000. Because I haven't even mathed it. So... yeah, it'd only be 80 hours. But you've got mining on it, though. Great Alan, we've got to wait and find out. It doesn't look like it. And the reason why it doesn't look like it is because the jumping video they showed the pads covered. So you might be able to be parked up. But again, that's something to try in the beta. And we've only got 5 days to go. Open Beagle Point, yeah, that's a different story. But yeah, you've got to take into consideration the mining you have to do in order to restock as well, because there aren't quite enough stations. WeJet, they should, if they're not cores, then they definitely will. Cores are the only thing that are persistent. That should be good. One arriving, though, I don't think is going to happen, because we've got no way of knowing where around a selected body you'll get to see it come in. Which is a bit of a shame. I might have just shot a wingmate. That's awkward. Oh, hello. Let's get some night vision going, shall we? But a lot of gameplay coming, a lot of things to try. Chunter, I mean, I think there's going to be... Right. Now, going to be serious for a minute here. And I'm going to say my concern about fleet carriers, and this is going to be super controversial, I'm sure. I'm not quite sure they are expensive or exclusive enough. Now, the reason why I say this is because it's 5 billion is pretty achievable. There's a lot of people out there with the money. You just have to choose to do it. And the issue is that they'll be everywhere. And this is the concern, is that they will be in all the good places. So, like we said, we spoke about, we'll just pick up a bunch of the commodities needed to unlock engineers, and they'll go park up in that system directly above the engineer base and change the name of our fleet carrier to something for sale. Which is a really good idea, and I think I should probably do this. But then, what would be if we ordered it? That'd be a problem. Toko So, I feel like... Yeah, but that's Obsidian Ant. And that's only the people that follow him on YouTube. So it's a really specific sample size. So I think there might be a little bit too many of them initially, and this is the initially, until you get the people who decide that actually it's a pain in the arse having it, and they decide to sell it and get rid. And I think there'll be this initial, they're going to be everywhere, and then they will spread out, be decommissioned, people sell them off, and we'll go from there. And I think that's what will happen. I don't think the credit making off of them will be that easy. But yeah, I think there's a lot of things though. But yeah, I don't know if rare goods will be MK. We'll have to give it a go. But then there are things that you can mine to get hold of. What was the commodity we were talking about earlier? The one that you mine. The one that's in the ice ring, because I can't remember the name of, because I didn't actually mine it. I just had a bunch of you give it to me on stream. That one, I think, is going to be a good one. Bromolite. Thank you, WeJet. Yeah, I think that's going to be the initial one. I think for me, that's what I want to look at and see if that's going to be possible. And literally I'm going to change my fleet carrier to Bromolite for sale. And we'll give it a go. And that's just to see if it does work and see if it has some potential. I very much doubt I am going to make 10 million per week off of that. The engineer is... Wait, WeJet, do you mean permit lock? It's a permit lock system. Is it? Oh no! Okay, then we'll do meta alloys instead. Assuming you can still get them at Daniel's. This NPC in fight is called Lame Leper. It seems a bit redundant, doesn't it? It would just be leper. But yeah. Product, the engineer symbol in the carrier menu is because you can view pin blueprints there. 1138, yeah. Making 10 million credits a week, very, very easy. You can make that in a very short space of time. This is a bad example because we haven't been bounty hunting for that long, but I've probably had about half of this already. So what have I been doing? Streaming for 40 minutes, over 1 million already. Very, very easy. Very easy. Hunter, 100%. It means that there are systems with only outposts in that you will then be able to jump in, go, and you'll be able to have that. Bank of Holding, probably not, because they won't have any impact on BGS. But what they will do is work like an interstellar factors where you can sell anything anywhere and cash in. So there will be the case of whatever you're using is separate from the BGS, so it won't count towards them. Like and Troop, you can hire NPCs. That will be a thing that you can do. It will be the case of you'll hire people and then you can get rid of them if you don't like them. And that is okay. So I think there's a lot of got a lot of options, a lot of very good options out there. And I guess it's going to be the case of what happens. How does it go? Because we might be given something like given this thing to do, given these gameplay options, but we're players, which means it's pretty unlikely we're going to use them the correct way. We are an absolute nightmare for this as players go. Yeah, WeJet, again, spot on. I don't think the upkeep is going to be remotely an issue. I just don't think anyone's going to make money off of them initially unless they find a really, really niche thing to do, in which case other people might just do them. Great talent, yeah. I mean, it's a great way to fudge the market for everyone else, but everyone else will probably be doing that as well. The only difference is that you won't have to jump 500 light years in your Type 9. All you do is park up on your carrier, then jump. Obviously it'll take you an hour to get there, but then 500 light years in a fully loaded Type 9? Zero risk? Bullet, I completely disagree with you. 10 million a week is peanuts. So, that's what I got. Sergio, it's probably going to work the exact same way as a starport does. It's going to be your last docked place. Like I say, 10 million credits is going to be nothing. It is nothing. It is literal chump change in Elite Dangerous now. Piece of cake. The only thing to bear in mind is how crimes work. Commander Bullet. But you can get 10 million in like less than an hour. Like less than an hour's of gameplay. And the thing is that if you can't afford to upkeep your carrier, then that level of gameplay is not for you. And you know what? That's okay. It's not like you're paying for an expansion for you to use it. And I think it's just the same that if you play any MMO, right, any MMO, say for example World of Warcraft, and I hate using World of Warcraft as an example for an MMO because it's changed so much over the years and I don't play anymore, but raid content requires you to gear up, have the best gear and all that kind of stuff. Command Bullet, you're saying what if you don't play but once every 2 weeks? How long's your game time for? But Spaceman, what you can do is you can load it up on credits, front load it, so you put loads more in the carrier bank, and then you can come back. And also, there's nothing to stop you having it go into debt whilst you're building your funds up to then put it in when you get back. Like, once we find out exactly how long the debt's going to be, or how big the debt can be, how long you can stay in debt for, then we can have a look at it. But like I say, 10 million credits per week, very, very easy to do. 10 million credits per hour, very easy to do. 100 mil, very easy to do. Oh, come on, a bullet. What are you going to do if you're out there for now? Well, that's only 40 million credits. You'd leave your character to go into debt. I would assume that you would have more than 40 million credits kicking around for you to put into it. Because when you're out in the black, you don't need any money, do you? You can put it all in your fleet carrier bank. Right, it's a non-issue. Oh, he crashed. What a mug. But no, I just don't see it. I do not see it as an issue. I just... You pick up 20 low temperature diamonds. You're set for 2 weeks. That's the thing. Sergio, they have said that there will be a limit to how many you can have around one body, so they might move it. Tishman, yes, you could. I'm going to assume it's going to be visible on the galaxy map, but we don't know that for certain because it's not been mentioned. So it's quite a bold assumption. But it seems like it would be there. You know? But I think if you have enough to purchase a fleet carrier, you will have enough to maintain it. I'm going to imagine yes, Pro Rock. I don't think they'd forget Colonia. These guys topping me up. Appreciate it. Awesome RB, that is not listed in one of the things that can be done. Be handy though, wouldn't it? That'd be a good thing. J Subs, you could literally do that in a couple of minutes. Like, that's one run. But yeah, I say I don't think upkeep is an issue. At only 10 million. Plus whatever you want to put it as. Plus, even still, if you're going to go off exploring, you can actually put services and suspend them, so it reduces the upkeep. Oh, that guy didn't last long, did he? Yeah, I don't know if it will be visible on the galaxy map. I don't know if it will show up as a population either, because that's normally the way that when you go into the galaxy map and you want to find somewhere to stop off along the way. Obviously, I've still got a bunch of waymarks. 10 million a week. Did I say a month? 10 million a week. But that's nothing. So we'll go there. And we will go into civilization. That's a good one to go for. Remove none, and we leave it a human. So I would assume it would show. It's awkward. I thought there was one there. I thought there was one there too. It's not. But yeah, I assume that you'd be able to find them that way. Somehow be tough though, wouldn't it? Maybe not civilization, maybe by government, and then remove none. That might work better. attempts to prove his point falls flat. But there aren't many spots on the way, are there? Spaceman. But the thing is that you'd have to build up. Commander Bullet. No, it won't. We know the answer. It won't. It's going to be a ship that can jump, and that's it. It's going to be like a station, a mobile station. But Spaceman, you got to think, if that was then. You said there's no content. That's not true, because it gives you something to work towards. So it gives you it gives you kind of something to work with. You know, it gives you that chance to have a target, a goal in mind. But I want to have a carrier because it's going to be great. Commander Bullet, no. They don't. They use a new fuel called tritium, which is actually a type of hydrogen. So it's there. But yeah, so tritium. It's I'm trying to think of the word. I've got the word in my head. Isotope. There you go. Of hydrogen, radioactive isotope hydrogen. But yeah, that's the fuel that's being used, and that is mineable or purchasable. Who's shooting me? But gameplay is going to be, I think, decent opportunities, big time. I think we have a lot of things for us to consider. I don't know exactly how it's going to pan out. This is always the play the beta, see how it goes, and then I guess we'll know. Danny Pilgrim, that is the maximum number that you can have. That's the maximum number of pads you have, but it's not the maximum number of people you can have docked on it. Nor the ship storage. Exact numbers on the ship storage? Nope, we do not know exactly. Until we get in and have a play around with them. But yeah, I'm very interested to see like what happens, and what works, what doesn't work, what can we do, what can be stored. I think the most important thing is going to be what can be stored and what can't be stored. There's going to be a lot of that. I want to do a lot of testing of that, I think. And also, the talk of base building, I have said this previously, that I really don't want base building in Elite. But if fleet carriers are what Frontier are calling base building, different story. But planetary bases I have no interest in. It's a space game. Probably not Vortex. I think we can probably count our lucky stars for that one. But yeah, only 5 more sleeps. It's a good shout, MK. Not long to go at all. Because Ronin, I don't want to use them for that. What I want from them, what I want from my planet surfaces, is life. Lush, beautiful life. No one escapes the reach of Ployd. Apart from that guy. He got away. He escaped. Lee. I hope not. Okay, Duncan Wallace. And he's been a bad boy. That is satisfying to see all the plasmas hit. Oh, hang on, wait a minute. Brian, I can't imagine what game you're talking about. What space game requires that? What space game requires real money, I wonder? But yeah, I don't need Elite Dangerous to be everything in it for a space game. I like Elite Dangerous for being a flight sim, and I like the spaciness and the spacey atmosphere of it all. I don't really like being on a planet's surface if I can avoid it, because I do that all day every day, being on a planet's surface. So I like they're doing something that I'm never going to get to do. Yeah, I don't really want to see anything done in another game either. So I don't need to see No Man's Sky in Elite Dangerous. I don't need to see Star Citizen in Elite Dangerous. Excuse me. I just need to see Elite Dangerous being the best Elite Dangerous it can be. And I don't think it requires all of those things. Oh. Yeah, Vortex. I did have a whinge to Dav about that. Apparently he said it makes no sense. I was like, it makes perfect sense. If pirates can have them, then why wouldn't a player miner faction be able to have them either? It does. It's. There you go. Yeah, MK, that would be cool. I do think with the careful planning of your finances, not even that careful to be honest, you know, slap a bunch of money into it when you can and then wander off. 100 mil's going to last you, you know, for a couple of months. But it does put these weird things into perspective of how much it costs you to buy a fuel scoop. Yeah, Brian, that's it. That is what I would like. But yeah, small reminder, guys. I do have Discord open that people are more than welcome to come and join. Because obviously the conversation will not stop just because the stream does in about an hour or so. So really, you're more than welcome to come to the Discord and keep talking about it. And that way we can kind of put together, when the beta comes around, a bit of feedback, collect it in one place as well. I would love for us to be able to do that and be able to deliver it to Frontier and go, look, here are some things that we would like to change or like to see, or things that don't work, things that you thought might work that actually don't work. That'd be awesome. Sergio, from what we can tell, there is only one. I mean, much like a certain type of push-up, one is all you need. I'm really hoping people get that reference and that joke, because I'm trying to be good. Do my damn best. Marcus, thank you for the follow. How are you not following already? That's madness. I'm looking forward to seeing what customization options there are. I think that obviously I need a gold one. Oh, hang on a minute. How did he jump from there? outrageous behaviour.
Hello there.
Puppy, thank you very much. Much appreciated. It is a happy reveal there. I'm pretty good about it. Yeah, Andre, that's the thing. Ugh. Like, don't buy a fuel scoop. Just pay for your carrier instead. It's the same damn thing. You know, it's... Which one's going to get better value of? You know, 25 weeks. Half a year. Oh, Hashtag. They have changed the outfitting, though, at those stations to make it so that people can get out of the systems, because they might... Because that's what I did during the beta. I immediately put the smallest smallest frameshift drive I could on my vet, and then got stuck there for the remainder of the beta to prove that it was a mistake. Good night, Papa Wales. Take care. Thank you for dropping in. These guys are absolutely chewing through. I feel like I'm barely getting a chance to land some hits on these ships. Yeah. Well, actually, to be fair, like we could say that maybe they were doing a high wake. Dude Cool 79. Indeed, I am flying a Corvette. It is possibly my favourite ship in Elite. Because, you know, 2 huge hard points. But yeah, there's a lot of things to think about, I feel like. Codex Necro 81, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream, hope you're having a good evening. Now, overall, right, majority of the chat seem pretty positive and excited about carriers. I do know that not everybody will want to keep them and keep hold of them, and I think that makes perfect sense. It's alright. Alright, Hunter, take care, mate. Have a good night. He's a man who's working very hard at the moment. Now, what I will say now, and prepare for it. So, on the 11th of April, which is Easter weekend, it was meant to be Elite Community Meet. So, obviously none of us are going to it, and none of it can be happening. So what we're going to do is we are going to have a in-game meetup instead, and a Discord meetup. Big chat, big stream, everyone can hang out. What we'll do is we'll meet up in Hilla, and it'll be in my fleet carrier. We'll hang around my fleet carrier, we'll put it there, we'll put it next to Platus Tyranny, we'll hang out, and we've just got everyone to come get involved. Marshall, you have no way of knowing that. Oh, NPCs don't even do BGS anyway. NPCs have nothing, like, they don't contribute to BGS at all. So it doesn't make a difference. But without NPC trading, you say it's completely pointless. You don't know that for a fact. It's an opinion at the moment. And wait till you've tried it. Wait till you've tried it. I'm trying to be positive here. But yeah, we're going to hopefully park up next to Places Tyranny, as close as we can get. If not, it will just be around the planet. And we'll have some shooting, and we'll have some banter, and we'll hang out in Discord. I'll stream. Everyone is going to be welcome. So we're probably going to do it in open. Because why not? And just see kind of what kind of a mess it turns into. Because I'm kind of interested to see what happens. Yeah, Marshall, NPCs don't trade with stations anyway. So there's no... My point is that you're saying it's a waste of time. You don't know. You don't know. You haven't spent any time yet, so how do you know? That's my point. Hey Guru, how you doing? Haven't seen you for a while. It's like the fleet carriers are bringing everyone out. But that you don't know where people are going to set them up though. You don't know. You've got to. You can never. Like for example, right? The community being the community. If I were to set them up, I'd tell everyone where mine was set up, where you had a chance to make credits. Oh, that's a jip. Him running away. But NPCs don't do that now. Marshall, you're wrong. NPCs do not have any effect on the BGS whatsoever. BGS is only affected by players. The background simulation is a bit of a misnomer. Because it isn't in the background. It's very much in the foreground. Everything you do as a player affects it. NPCs disappear. So if an NPC high wakes, a normal NPC, someone you're bounty hunting, high wakes, they disappear. If you're fighting them, you will not find them. You'll never find them again. Even the system they say they've jumped to, they're gone. It's the exact reason why an NPC will not chase you from system to system. So it's like NPCs don't really exist. It's just that I get fleet carriers are not going to be for everyone, but it's the old, can we comment on something that you kind of do, because if they leave a system, because you can't do BGS in your own system. You can't do BGS without leaving a system. You literally can't. As someone who has a player faction, you have to leave the system to do any BGS whatsoever. With the exception of murder hoboing and a little bit of... But NPCs aren't, though. It's not... Autoculto, I don't think so. With the amount of time they've spent put into them, no. I think we can safely say that won't be the case. Hey, Angry Mosquito, how you doing? It's going to be an interesting bit of explanation, I'm sure. Because I might be able to explain it. You never know. Is it why my cat's meowing so much? Because he wants his dinner? That's a pretty standard answer there. Well, Marshall, look, man. If you're just going to stand around and say it's a dead game, why are you watching streams of it? I don't understand people that do that. It will improve. It will improve the game. It will. More content is always good. Don't get it. Alright, Snappo, take care. Get some rest, man. Marshall, dude, imagine living in a world, right, where you have a live stream, people come in, they say words, you read them because you think that's what they mean, and then they turn around and say, you don't get it. Like, you're saying that I don't get it. All I can do is read your words. And the thing is that that whole kind of like, oh, Angry Mosquito, multi-crew is dead on arrival. No, that was a bad feature. It could have been good, but it didn't. And the reason why is because they decided to nerf payments for it. Like, it could have been absolutely fantastic for new players and mentoring if they'd kept the bounty payouts the same. Now, there is a different league designer than what there was now, so it's different. Marshall, we do see our footprint on BGS. Like, we see our impact on BGS every single day. Just like, I don't understand. Like, you're saying this, but Ryek, hello, how you doing? Sorry, missed you there. I'm not really bothered by that. But the individual states are represented by what signal sources are available. If there's a war, so you've got conflict zones, the system chatter. You have these things. What missions are available, because they're the things that impact you as a player. I mean, yeah, you could say that it's you could add in some things, some stuff, and very, very like soft touches. But if we were to do that, and that were to be added in, you'd have even more players complain about the fact that that's been added in. Right. See, I can only think. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm open to be told what dead features are that have come in. For me, the only one that's really popped up is multi-crew. Like, multi-crew is and was 100% dead on arrival. Like, it arrived and it didn't work. Number one, that was the problem. And why would people do that instead of have wings? You know, like, a wing makes so much more sense than multi-crew still, because of the money and all that kind of stuff. So, but Angry Mosquito, I am doing okay. Don't know if you know, but my latest scan results that I got like 4 weeks ago showed that my tumours had shrunk and the treatment I am on is working, which is absolutely freaking amazing. Which no one expected. It's this weird kind of like, we're on this last attempt of us throwing everything we have at my cancer to see what worked, and we finally picked something up and picked something and tried it, and it's working, so it's wicked. Actually, Angry Mosquito, so yeah, to most people, but then there are some stuff where you don't, we're not doing, you know, like Goid Combat. Actually, mentioning it, I quite enjoy it. I find it tough. I don't find it financially rewarding, so I didn't do it that much, but it is tough. The only thing about it is that the way it's scaled wasn't particularly great, because you have to essentially just get good at really kind of cool sideways moving and all that kind of stuff, and it's like too much flight assist off. I'm not good enough. Too much stuff that I'm not good at, so I don't do it because I don't enjoy it. And weirdly enough, I only do the stuff that I enjoy. Weird, right? I'm sat here like a bloody freaking turret. But Angry Mosquito, this is not, what I'm using now is not a cure. I just need stuff to keep me going until there is. And that's been my attitude since the start. Like, when I had chemo, that was never going to be a cure. That was supposed to be a holding tactic. It did hold it. It held it until I was able to get a different type of treatment, which I'm on now. This is the actual first thing in 4 years since my diagnosis that has actually pushed the cancer back. And that's after 3 surgeries, 4 rounds of radioactive iodine, 6 rounds of chemo, and now this stuff. And it affects my voice, which is why I'm a bit scratchy. But yeah, it's good. So yeah, can't complain about that. That's always lovely. But that's fine. Toxic Bullet, my opinion on cross-platform play and account transfer losses. I don't think cross-platform play is great, because I think PC players probably have more of an advantage due to the amount of third-party tools and the control options that they've got. Say, for example, I don't know if anyone heard about Jedi Academy being on the Switch, and a bunch of PC players all made it onto the servers, and they totally trashed people. So it's a bit like I wouldn't want to see that happen in Elite Dangerous, because it would put people off. But at the same time, a divided player base isn't always great either. So that's where I am on it. And a lot of the time, game features have to be not dumbed down, but simplified from a control point of view to account for consoles. Another game that I play a lot, Canon Exiles, for example. Initially, they had so much stuff they were going to put into it, and they had to remove it because they had to make it suitable for consoles. Not quite the same thing, but a little bit like that. So, but at the same time, yeah, playing with everyone, cross-platform, being able to play with everyone would be good. It's a very different. Oh, I can't be bothered to find that guy. Let's. Wait, did I miss with everything? What? Yeah. Alright, Prorok, take care, buddy. Yeah, I will say that the Brian, you will be able to, because they are persistent. So they will be cross-platform, and they will be visible to everyone, regardless if the controller of the carrier is online or not. They'll stay there, they'll be persistent, and it should be a cross-platform as well, which I think is good. That's a very good, sensible choice and decision that has been made there. I mean, really, I'm seriously fighting a fighter in my Corvette, because for some reason NPC fighters are separate from their motherships. What a chip. I have to telepresence it, but they actually get to go in them, and it's a different person. But it does make it worse that when you blow one up, that's someone actually dead. Feels bad. Also with console is that what you have to consider as well is that there is a validation process for pushing patches out as well, which costs money. So there is a financial aspect of it as well, which you'd have to do everything at the same time, and what if it didn't fix it? And plus there's a delay for that, so it would delay the PC, and a majority of players are on PC. Really dangerous. So that, you know. Yeah, Toxic Bullet you can, but then you will have to go through and do all of your rank unlocks for everything again, which, if you want to treat it like a serious job, which no one wants to. It's a computer game, you shouldn't need to. But yeah, that is it is a thing that can be done. And then of course your commander's gone, which is a shame. Reiki Master Paul, thank you for following. I mean, are you a Reiki Master? Now I need to know. It feels like an important thing that I have to know about you. Oh, you see, wait, tell us about it. You're saying you've already done it, so you've already started the rank grind, have you? Get your ranks and all that kind of stuff. I mean, to be fair, I mean, you could just keep buying and selling stuff until you make a profit. But it does always it takes money to make money in Elite Dangerous a lot of the time. But then, I suppose, Commander Bottlenecks, yeah. I mean, like I say, there would be added work. I'm reasonably sure there'd be added work. I'm not a developer. I don't know 100%. So Haztec, you waited until now. Well, Lycan Troop, I'd imagine if you're going to land and you come into control, that's the thing actually, I don't know if there's... Has anyone spotted turrets on the carriers? Because I haven't. And I feel like that's something that would be there, you know? Don't know. Talks about it. Thank you very much. Much appreciated, dude. But yeah, I didn't see any turrets on them. It's an interesting one. Fair enough, Aztec. Fair enough. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, that's for security, I think. Hey, Greatest. How you doing, fella? Have you seen the fleet carrier release details? What do you think? And how are you doing? Because last time I spoke to you, you were having a bit of a bummed out time. So I'm hoping things are better for you. I think what will happen is with carriers, to stop them from clogging up everywhere, it's going to be more that people won't be interested in the management side of them. So those that are, and are interested in the upkeep of them, will carry on and upkeep them. Those who aren't, won't. And there'll be a kind of natural attrition as people kind of get rid of them. Owen, thank you very much. Much appreciated there, dude. Oh, that's confusing. Also, long-range beams are pretty handy for tagging targets there. Oh, I think I might have just messed something up there. What is going on here? Where are my frames going? Could it be bandwidth? Seems unlikely. Oh well. The Chauncey, yeah, I think so. Like, I'm hoping that I will have one of them, or I will do my damnedest best to make sure that I do. Yeah, it all very much does come down to how much and what different commodities we can actually store. I just think, like in Troop, it sounds easy, but what also sounds easy is, you know, you have some dinner and you do the washing up. But I never do the washing up after I have dinner. I was doing it before, like the morning after. So it's one of those things. Like, what sounds easy doesn't always sound like something you want to do. Like, it's a reason why it's so hard to get kids to brush their bleeding teeth. Yeah, fuel routes with them opens up some gameplay for them. You know, a mobile base of operations would be super handy for, like, hey, did you run out of fuel near Beagle Point? Good news is we've got a carrier parked out there permanently. Or, you know, we've got someone out there on an account who's going to come and help you out. Good stuff, Grotest. Good stuff. Oh, thanks, Gypsy. Gypsy reminding me that I'm running low on fuel. That'd be awkward, wouldn't it? Which does actually remind me it's probably worth a turn in. So we're going to head back to Place's Tyranny. And we will head on out. Yeah, Hashtag, I think 25,000 units does equal 25,000 tons of cargo, but it doesn't convert into tons of modules or tons of ships. I don't think that's how that would work, but we'll have to wait and see. Because I know that when you add in a service, that will take up some of your space. So you'll only have 25,000 if you have nothing, no services, no additional services. Sculliver, hello, how you doing? But yeah, you only have that 25k if you have no other services. Oh, let's see if we can line this up for a Tyranny warp. Colin, I'm going to try I'm going to try and make some money off of it through trading. I think that's going to be our plan. We'll have to wait and see how it works out. Neil, I'm not bothered by the upkeep. It's only 10 mil. That's easy. I think they will be an initial great way to wipe off a chunk of people's like a chunk of people's balances, but then it's a chance to actually make money on top of it. Okay, this is going to be rough. Oh, don't look good. Oh. Damn. Rough. I don't think you need to upgrade the storage Toxic Bullet. You just have to compromise. Like every ship in Elite, there is a bit of compromise, which is fine. But yeah, the amount of money for them, not an issue. Alex, I think there'll be a chance to make money off of it. Initially, I'm sure people look at it and think maybe not, but what it is that it's a chance for Elite to move from this pick up, put down game into something a little bit more invested. Not to the extent of Eve or anything like that, but a chance to actually do something a little bit more in depth with the game. But Neil, it's to encourage traffic, and also there'll be the case of making money. So cheaper stations in the bubble. People will pay more for convenience. People do. It's what we're like. You'll take advantage of people that do not want to. Philip, pretty much, mate. The weird thing is that how can I be anonymous? They saw me come in, and then they saw me boost out again, and they saw me turn around and come back. And how many people do you think are in this system with a Corvette named the Lucky Lady with the gold paint job? Probably not that many. But yeah, I think convenience, supply and demand, convenience. There's going to be plenty of options. Yeah, let me just pay off my 500 credit fine. What's our... See, look, okay, I've probably made about 4 million doing bounty hunting for the last hour and a half. Seems right. Neil, here's the thing. You can buy it, you can try it. Give it a go, see what you think. If you don't enjoy it, you can choose to decommission it, and you will get a chunk of your money back. A big chunk of your money back. Like 95%. So you will... And also, what else are you going to spend that money on? You must have enjoyed playing the game to get the money, so it's not really anything lost. You know, give it a go. Try it in the beta. See if you do actually want to use it. Use the facility. Then make the decision. It's okay. You have the options. Okay, we're at 65.2. Right, am I going to get told off if I... Okay, right, Vortex, I'm going to head over to Quart. But yeah, I think there's some options there for gameplay. I think it's, before people write them off, we should try it. The black market stuff as well, Chauncey, yeah. The thing is, bro, we will never see more than one... See, right... Oh, there is a problem out though. Limpets come from outfitting, so the best thing for you to do... I mean, actually, it's a good shout. So you could potentially say, oh, we're doing a long-range mining expedition. And what you do is you get everyone to put all their stuff into your ship. You'll carry it, you buy it off of them with your purchase order. But you purchase it lower, and then when you come back, you just sell bits off as you go, and you make money off of it. Like, I think it'd be totally fine. Lycan troop, no, that's not going to happen. I think we can guarantee that. But yeah, there is the case of not everyone is going to be set up in the same place. Initially, it'll start with that. You'll have everyone in the same kind of place, and then over time, people will spread out. And that's to be expected. At the same time that the beta won't be a true reflection of what the gameplay is going to look like. It'll help you learn the mechanics, but it won't show you exactly what the gameplay will look like, because the gameplay will be different in real life, because there'll be more players and there'll be more time, so it will have more time to actually kind of have an effect. That's my thoughts. I'm just going to have one because I feel like I should have one. I've got 11 billion. I am going to take 5 billion to purchase it. I'm going to put another billion into the bank, and I'm going to upgrade as much stuff as possible. I'll go from there. Autodock is a nightmare with belugas. But also, that's once you sell it. But what you need to remember as well is that you're going to need to ferry that cargo back and forth because there is going to be no direct selling. So you'll have to have like a Type 9 specially kitted out as like a ferry ship or a tug. It's not really a tug because it's not pulling anything, but to load up, go and sell, load up, go and sell. But then of course each time you do that the price is going to drop as you meet the demand. So you're going to have to be kind of picky about where you're selling. It'd be interesting. I'll be interested to see how it works out. There's going to be a lot of stuff to think about, a bit more micromanagement. See, Roke, the Type 9 does carry a little bit more. Neil, I hope I'm right too. I'm doing my damnedest best to be positive about it. That's the way I see it. I don't think the upkeep's an issue. If you think the upkeep is an issue, then you shouldn't have the carrier. Does that mean you can't participate in carrier gameplay? No, it doesn't, because there'll be other people with carriers who do want to do and have the interest in it that you can then take advantage of. Yeah, right. There is another size 8 slot on it a while back because people weren't using it; they were just using cutters. Alexander, you're saying, what am I going to call my fleet carrier? Well, I named my Corvette after my wife. It's called the Lucky Lady. You can all cringe and groan at once if you like, but I'm going to name my fleet carrier after my cat, who is very unwell. He has hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, so his heart walls are way too large, and he has a huge blood clot in there, and he's on medication to try and keep him going. And he's happy, and he doesn't know, he doesn't feel unwell, but I'm going to name it after him. So it's going to be the Ployd Naval Ship Clive, or the PNS Clive, because he's a bit of a dick. Because he's a cat. But yeah, the PNS Clive. The Ployd Naval Ship, because Ployd being the name of my player faction. But yeah, he's a poor little fella. Like, honestly, the vet was like, he's gonna... I mean, this is a cat on the edge. Like, at one point, he thought he was gonna die there and then. It was like that kind of thing. But we calmed him down. We got the medication into him. He is now taking his actual medication, which is lovely. Irregularly. And he's improved a lot. So, we're hoping for the best. But yeah. Ooh. Right, so Alex is saying, okay, what stops you putting your fleet carrier in a system just for you, fully load it, and jump to sell full price instead into you cheap? What do you mean by selling a what? That's the question. For me to be able to answer that is... yeah. What are you selling? What are you selling, man? Hey, man, what are you selling? Right, good one. But yeah, I'm interested to know. Daniel, AI do not do that, so they don't. Even in a mining spot, can you use fleet carrier and use it instead of using other commodity fleet carrier? Yes, Alex, what you can do is you can go, do your mining, come back to your fleet carrier, drop off your goods, go back, do it again, keep doing that until you have a full hold on your fleet carrier, which is going to take one hell of a long time. Then from there, you would be able to jump to a system that has a good sell price. You'd then have to take whichever ship you've got and ferry your cargo back and forth to sell. So you can use it totally for you, or what you could potentially do is there'll be miners, no doubt, who will be parked up at Boran, for example, who will be like, okay, what's the price at the moment? And you could literally be sitting there buying, and this is complete. I don't know if this is going to show up on with ED Market Connector. Is that gonna work? Don't know. So how the price is going to find out. But you'll be able to sat there outside Boran, outside the mining spot, and you could be selling for just in the mid-range, and people will be like, actually, you know what? It's a lot quicker for me to go sell to this dude and then go straight back in again than it would be for me to go jump and find a station. So you might again trade that convenience and speed off. So people might do that, and then you can then take everything you've purchased to then go and sell at a station for more money. So literally, you don't do any of the mining, but you're making all the money from mining with a little bit of an investment from you. So there is that as an option. That might work. We don't really know until we're doing it. That's the thing. And once we've started doing it, then we know. I think that's kind of that's what I would do if I were to try and work the mining aspect of it. But then lots of people would do that. And Woodall's 100% right. You'd have to be very competitive. And also, it needs to be competitive enough that people would be like, oh, no, I'm just going to, actually, I'll just go to the supermarket instead. I won't bother going to the petrol station. I'll keep going. But yeah, Alex, you wouldn't go half price, you'd go a bit more. But you'd make it tempting enough. Because all it would take is one person to do it a few times, and you'd be good. Aztec, I don't know. I haven't seen them anywhere. It kind of adds an extra step. Woodalls, I feel like an extra step that shouldn't potentially be there, because we could have this organic market, but we'd need to do something with the commodity for us to actually buy it. We'd have to for it to be separate from NPCs, because at the moment anything you sell to an NPC market is gone, it's disappeared, it's vanished, and I feel like there should be a way for us to get rid of that and disappear. Because as things stand, it would just kind of be like, ding, it's gone. But it's something to consider, I guess. Now what I'm going to do... I'm going to see if Commodore Scorpius is around, because he's streaming at the moment. Just have a quick look, because it would be good to have another creator's opinion. Always good. Right, I'm just going to jump in and start talking to him. So, we'll see what Turgeon and Scorpius have to say. Hello.
Doesn't make any sense.
Oh, I'm muted.
If he wants to
There
jump
you
in.
are. Welcome, Commander P.
Hey, Brian, thanks for follow. Commander P, how are you?
One moment. They're not going to hear
Are
me.
you there?
They're not going to hear me.
He's not muted, he's got himself quiet.
I am here.
No, not you.
Right, that should be working now.
You were not.
There you go. Right.
True, I wasn't. Welcome, Commander P.
Hello. So, how did you guys find it?
I went to YouTube and the video was there.
Me too.
Or, you know, how did you find the information? What did you find it interesting? Are you intrigued? Do you want a fleet carrier?
I do want one. I can see that they'll have some uses. I think that Frontier need to listen to the community, and it comes down to certain pillars of the game that will not be supported by this, even though they think they will. So exploration will not be supported at the moment unless you can sell navigation data.
Yeah.
And they get a double whammy that while they've got their support fleet carrier out there, and they did say earlier on that exploration would be a valid gameplay style for fleet carriers, they cost too much money while they're out in the black, and there's no way to earn money with them because you're out in the black, you're on your own. Where's these other commanders that are going to be paying you for your services? They're not going to be. It's you and your mates are going to be out there flying, so it's basically a drain on you and your mates' finances. Now, if you could sell your data, your star charts and all the planetary scans, all that stuff, if you could sell them to your fleet carrier and then they get sent back to the main hub where all stuff's all disseminated, then you'd make money. All of your people in your group would make money, pays for the carrier, pays for repairs, pays for fueling, and then it becomes a real traveling hub for explorers. At the moment, it can't do that. So that puts explorers out of the picture for them. So then, where do they belong? In the bubble?
Now, with the exploring thing, right?
Yeah.
Would you not consider it a bit like when you go backpacking? Because you're going travelling, you pay up pretty much everything up front, and then you live out your pocket. So would you not say preload your carrier and be like, this is my spends. When I run out or I get in trouble, I've got to come back, and that's what I'll do. Would you not do that instead?
No, a lot of people go out and they stay out. They don't come back, or they come back eventually once they've circumnavigated the Milky Way.
Yeah.
So
you say a lot. That's not a lot of people that do that. That's a very small
not,
number.
No, it's not a lot, but you could make the argument that the small number of people that do it are iconic representations of the elite thing of the game. If you look at Frontier 2, they are like a definite type of people that people associate with the game of elite explorers out there in the middle of nowhere.
Well, perhaps it's
easy
not
to ignore
them that's going to use it. It's going to be someone else who wants to support the explorers.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go out and explore, but I am going to go and take a carrier out there and drop it as a support post for people who do explore, and I'll make money off them.
You've got Bronze in chat that just I purchased the game last night for one purpose: to explore.
Yeah.
It's
people
a whole
do that,
galaxy, and people just want to go and see it.
I bought it to fly.
The one thing that they are missing is the ability to sell data and not have to worry about having been out for 6 months to lose it just before they dock somewhere on the way home, which is soul destroying for anyone that's ever had something like that happen to you.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else in the game that has that level of crush, of soul crushing. There's nothing else that equates to losing 6 months of data. And if you could put something on a fleet carrier that would stop that worry, explorers would thank you and they'd forgive everything else in the game. Literally.
Charge a premium for fuel and repairs, things like that.
It wouldn't matter.
It'd be a way station, home from home.
They just want to know that they can sell their data without having to risk too much about it. Then they'd be happy. And as I say, they'd forgive everything else in the game for that. You can do all sorts of stuff, and it wouldn't wipe the smile off explorers' faces if they could sell data on a carrier.
I do think they should be able to sell data. I agree.
Yeah.
That seems like a real missing facility when, especially considering the stream, they said, support exploration in a way you've never done before. It's like, well, only because you've got somewhere that you can dip into, but now it's kind of like, so now it's exploration but with mining every couple of jumps.
Yeah.
Because then you'd have to, but then you wouldn't have to use your exploration.
in the hold.
On the stream, it looks like there was a fuel store of about 1,000 units of tritium.
That's 2 jumps.
That's assuming it costs 500 for a full 500 light year jump, which we don't know.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So it may not be a straight 1-for-1 conversion.
Well, yeah, it's one of these things we'll have to find out when we actually get our paws on them.
Yeah, well, we'll find that out. There's the other thing about, like, okay, so you can buy and sell stuff. You could basically set up a business inside of Elite. That being able to do that is fantastic. But you have a competing market. You've got the regular station market, which are not selling at a 25% markup. So where are commanders going to go? Also, commanders normally use something like Inara to figure out where is the cheapest place I can get my Anaconda. Well, they're not going to get it from a fleet carrier. They're not going to know that you sell them for a start.
That's one of my concerns is that if it doesn't show up somewhere, then
if I'm selling cutters and clippers, right? If I'm selling them and I'm in Fed space or I'm somewhere, you're not going to know to buy from me unless I spam chat saying, "Come and get your cutters, come and get your clippers, roll up, best prices this side of lane."
Jane and Shiv and Nuke and me earlier, it's a thing that came up in conversation when they're talking about a game where people will travel light years and light years just to get something 100 credits cheaper. That's what you do in this game. You're not willingly going to drive and park at a ship that you know is charging 15% over the market average.
So here's the thing.
You're just not going to.
Why do most commanders go to Shinrata for outfitting and to buy ships?
Said,
Everything's no,
all
because
there.
it's everything's there and it's convenient, and I think that's where you'll get, assuming there's enough players, that you'll get that kind of traffic. You'll get the convenient stuff.
If it's a popular place, that doesn't have facilities, but is still a popular place. Yeah, if you park some carriers there, they'll get traffic.
That's still the problem. How are people going to find out that you've got these things to make it worth their while checking in on your fleet carrier?
Well, yeah, you can't stick a glowy neon advert on the outside of your carrier saying, "I've got."
And there's the other thing as well. No AX weapons, so you can't have a support an anti-Xeno support vessel where you're selling AX weapons to commanders who've unlocked them out in the Pleiades or wherever they're attacking now.
So
not the weapons only.
Oh dear.
It will be. I mean, from what we can tell, it's nothing that needs unlocking. So you won't have rank lock ships. You won't have any of the Guardian stuff. You won't have any of that. But you will have the convenient stuff, because that's still quite niche gameplay. And there's lots of people that haven't touched Thargoid stuff. But then if you want to have one, especially for, I get if you want to have the gameplay there to support it, then you kind of have to have a way.
No, Baze is right. AX weapons
say it's niche,
AX weapons are
and maybe it is. Maybe it's niche gameplay, but there is so much stuff that you could possibly do. Everything's niche in someone's eyes. It's you got to like we were comparing Star Citizen, right? There's a million things you can do in Star Citizen. There is no rules to stop you. There's nothing saying you can't do this. So any bit of niche gameplay that you can think of, you can pretty much try and do. Whereas Elite tries to be very prescriptive and say, oh no, you can't do that. No, you've got to do the way that we think you're going to do it. And that annoys people sometimes. I think they need to be more open. You want to do this? Yeah, these support everything. Yeah, sell your data to them. Yeah, if you want to buy anti-Xeno stuff, who are we to say no? Buy your anti-Xeno stuff. You want to buy stuff you want to only sell stuff that has a lock? Fine. Only people who've unlocked it can buy it from you. They shouldn't put these artificial, arbitrary limits in place because that limits gameplay opportunities. It may be niche to some people because that's not what we do, it's not what I do, it's not what you do. Yeah. But why?
Well, yeah, you are also. You're talking about the ultimate prestige item in the game, really, because many people will just not have the 5 billion, or will never have the 5 billion, or the 10 million a week for upkeep. So it's gonna be an exclusive prestige thing, however you look at it. And if it is that prestige thing, why the hell shouldn't it do everything? You know, that's the point of having something prestige that you can show off, and other people can park it and say, look at my stuff. Behold.
See, this is all kind of, I would say, valid feedback for Frontier, which during the beta should be brought up, and then maybe this is a big maybe, is that they'll be added in. Oh, here's the, anti-Xeno pack that you can purchase and then sell to people from your carrier. That would be handy. Or you'd have, you've got the Guardian pack to those who have it unlocked. You can then sell it to them. That would be, that's how I would want the gameplay to progress. Because it's that Frontier do not play the game. I could just stop there, but I'm not going to. Don't play the game how we play the game. They look at things and go, oh yeah, that would work. That'd be good for players. But they don't look at the whole scope.
It's not that mission.
In your left-hand panel.
Yeah, but it's not. I can't complete it.
Do you have to do it from the mission board?
Yeah.
In the Starport services.
Does somebody else have to complete it if you've delivered the last bit?
If someone else has taken the mission and you're not the boss of it, it has to be completed by someone else.
I am the boss of it. So who delivered the last bit?
You're not.
You did. It says partially complete here. Oh no, it doesn't. Yeah, total items received.
Oh no,
Right.
yeah, you are.
Yeah, but I can't do anything with it.
So it's got all the things. Do I need?
Okay.
Do I need to come over there?
I wouldn't do that.
Baby, come over there, lad.
Oh, you're supposed to. You're supposed to complete it at Spring Hub.
Yeah, but
No, you've got to complete it where you took it.
Station.
I can't complete it here.
Service is August 3rd.
Or complete it where
you
it's
can't.
completed.
Well, if you get
Right. Sod this. I'm going
I
to
don't
bring a
do
small
these
ship over.
things.
A little bit more. Arg.
Now,
Are we going to go and shoot things?
I'm going to go to bed in a minute.
Well,
It's half past
I think,
10, wasn't it?
yeah,
Half
school.
10. It's 11 o'clock now.
it's 11 o'clock. Yeah, it is score. But what I was going to say, with the whole, like, how to get people to use your carrier type thing, me and my chat were having a little discussion about getting people to, say for example, pick up a bunch of bromelite and have that ready to sell near near the place, the engineer that needs it, and then you'd have it there to sell.
Yeah.
And you would just change your carrier name to Bromelite for sale for a bit.
I didn't see any way you could change your carrier name. Did you see any way you could change your carrier name?
It'd be in
but
livery, wouldn't it?
I would absolutely be stunned if you couldn't change the carrier's name. Come on.
It would be in livery, which they didn't go into.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that was the thing, that was a screen they didn't go into, and that's exactly where it would be. And that way you could give that a go. And
Didn't actually say if you can stockpile rare goods on them, did they?
Bromelite isn't a rare good.
No, but I'm saying
had a rare goods
unlocks, engineer unlocks that say, I want 50 tons of Scalatra cigars. Those, could you just park outside the system and say, buy your fags here, buy your fags, could you do that?
Yeah. I suppose that would mean that you've got to keep it there the entire time. So that people can do that. But I guess you can only have one as well. So that's the thing. So put it somewhere, choose wisely.
Oh yeah, it's speculate to accumulate,
Yeah, like
isn't
August
it?
says metal alloys at Desiat.
Yeah, again. people would go for that because all the newbies who are unlocking their engineers for the first time, and they're like, oh yeah, that's perfect. I'll just go here to get it. They wouldn't go anywhere else because why'd they need to?
And you'll actually be pleased to know, School, that if in such an instance I wouldn't object to that in law terms. Actually, because commanders should be out doing their own thing, and that's really what they should be doing. But if a commander says, well, if you don't want to do it, fine, it's up to you, but I'll sell you the stuff, but it'll cost you a bit more, and that will be fine from another commander's perspective. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah,
It's like a necessary
I
commodity
love how
that
you
can
know
get yourself.
what other commanders are supposed to be doing. No, Turgeon,
Yeah.
No, it's from
not
the
what you're
law.
supposed to be doing.
From the law point of view, of course he does.
The law. Yeah, it's the law.
But right, so
School,
the
I've got an
idea
idea.
of the Pilots Federation is 300 years old. It's out of date. It's from previous games. There's hardly
Good Lord, have you ever been to a gentleman's club, sir?
There's hardly any
Every
mention
gentleman's
of the
club in
Pilots Federation.
existence is 300 years out of date, didn't you know?
Turgeon, behave.
I'm pretty sure Commander Ascorbius's gentleman clubs that he's been to are different.
What do you mean by
It's
that?
quite possible.
No,
It's
I mean
quite
I mean
possible.
your character, your in-game character, not necessarily you.
You know, the Basker.
Oh no.
Oh dear. Right, I'm going to finish this mission off. I'm going to bang my head
Your stream
against the
time,
wall.
the mod panel says your stream time is 4 hours and 33 minutes, by the way. You're
Yeah,
up to-
I'm
There you go.
a butter rookie.
Long stream for you.
Is
This
that
is a
that
long
it?
stream for me.
That's not 24
know.
hours, is it?
I know. Mr. 48 hours streaming.
No, I'm never going to do that.
Two
that's for sure.
24s.
Three
can count
20.
them
I've done
both.
324s. 324s.
Is it 320? There you
Yeah.
are.
Three now, yeah.
324 hours. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's I mean I think there's probably enough gameplay to support carriers, just not everyone to have one. That's where I sit on it, and I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys come up with any like really novel ideas for them? Like, so it's like people are going to go to the engineers and they're going to do all that stuff. Were any like off the wall, totally bonkers ideas? That's like, well, the fleet carrier is going to make this really interesting.
Oh, actually, we just had someone saying selling medicine in an outbreak system. I don't know if that would work because it doesn't affect BGS. But no, we haven't really had anything that's completely out there. I'm sure my chat will correct me.
Can't
If
do the
I'm
journey
wrong.
warping them, unfortunately.
No, you can't. It'll be interesting to see where you can actually set up and have them. I think that'll be the. I mean, actually, someone did suggest what you do is you go to near Hutton Orbital and you sell anacondas. But you mark the price down as low as you can get them,
That's brilliant.
which is actually not a bad shout.
Somebody will.
Absolutely brilliant, that
And
is.
fair play to him.
The Free Anaconda Express is gotta be a thing.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Get your
That's-
anaconda here.
I'd
That's so
applaud that.
cool.
Then
So yeah,
Then,
that was
then
one.
you said you can't get an anaconda. Yes, you can.
Yeah,
Look, this is where I got
you
mine.
bloody well can.
I've got it on stream,
Used Anaconda
that
Shipyard.
job,
and then they move it.
We're living out of that job.
Yeah, we should do that, but just for like 1 day a year.
Yeah.
One
Oh,
day a
dude.
year.
What? So step right up, step right up. But
First come, first serve.
Anaconda.
Oh, that'd be great. First come, first serve, and you have to do it in open,
Yeah.
God.
so people are killing each other to try and get to your ship.
I mean, some of our guys are talking about how long it would take one to get to Colonia. So it would take 88 hours in real life to do it. The only thing with that is not taking into consideration having to mine to pick up fuel.
Well, if
along
you
the
can
way.
fill your cargo hold on your carrier with the tritium, if you can like do it all in advance and then siphon it from your cargo into the fuel system, then it'd be alright.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to do that.
That's going to be a
That's
major
gonna
ball
be-
like that.
I mean, because if you can do that, it almost defeats the point of having a limited supply. You know, limited.
Yeah, we're
Limited
going to have to
capacity.
see. Why have such a small capacity? If there is already a time limit of 2 hours cooldown, an hour cooldown, and an hour to spool up, why have a fuel limit? Just stock up as much as you want. You're going on a big expedition, fill the damn thing up. In fact, make it so that you can put extra fuel tanks in there. Maybe that's the solution. Use some of that 25k storage, put extra fuel tanks in there, and fill your boots. And then off you go, because you have purpose now. This ship has purpose. Not just a off-street, well, I've only got a little petrol tank. I'm going to have to stop and fill up fuel every 5 minutes. It's like, come on, really?
Jax gives you a sour look.
That's
I mean,
dumb. There's no reason for that.
I'm reasonably sure, for gameplay reasons, that you wouldn't have to refuel every 2 jumps. I get jumping a carrier or jumping a ship of that size is no small feat, but I just can't see it.
We're going to find out.
There's going to be a lot to test, isn't there?
Oh yeah,
There is.
loads.
Like
I don't.
There's going to be a lot to test.
Right, have I got... Is this one...
I just don't see the.
So everybody get ready.
I don't see the money making side of it getting tested during the beta though. It's not long enough.
Yeah. There's not enough time for that, is there really? Well, we'll just have to push it and see how far we can test it. Get them some data at least.
They're going to hear all this feedback from all sorts of commanders who've got various different kinds of play styles.
They're going to be watching very, very closely in the next few weeks.
There's lots of us, and we've all got our different ideas.
Yeah.
And they're just sat at home, aren't they? Yeah. On lockdown, just sat at home, waiting for us to tell them. Just waiting for them to tell them.
It's true.
Trolling my ship with my mind.
Now, have you thought of any reasons to have a carrier beyond filming? Because you said kind of like you can't think of. You've got nothing.
Oi, Brother Sabathius is raiding.
Hey, thanks for the raid. Hey. We're just about to call time on the stream though, but thank you so much for thinking about us and bringing your people. Thank you so much.
You'll have to raid someone else now, won't you?
Oh, we will definitely raid someone else.
Raid the void.
But yeah, it's like kind of like yeah, I don't.
Before we disappear off, Brother Sabathius is a big explorer. Big explorer. So I'd like to know what his take is on the fleet carrier and its viability or otherwise for exploration right now. So tell us, Brother S.
Yeah, tell us. We're very interested in what you have to say. Interested in what everyone has to say about these. If they've got a viewpoint, a balanced viewpoint, not meh. Not interested in meh. I'm interested in what it's going to do, how it's going to affect your game. Because that's the only way we can really get over to Frontier. How people feel about this. You're cautiously optimistic. That's Asticon. There's lots to think about. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's probably a good idea to have a sleep on it and see how we feel. There's been a lot of information. You didn't expect the players to play training. Neither did I.
Well,
somebody said they'd never do.
Yeah, we've been grumping a bit about the lack of universal cartographics selling facility on the carriers from an exploration point of view. I know that from as an exploring person myself, if you could sell data on a carrier, then I'd forgive them just about anything else in the game, because that's the one thing that I've been missing. Like the whole time the game's been running, the ability to sell data and not carry it around for 6 months. Worrying.
So yeah, I'm still reasonably sure that the trading aspect is going to be a money maker. I reckon if you parked up at Boran, for example, and bought LTDs for a decent price, not the best price, but a decent price, people would be happy to sell to you for a decent price just so they could turn around and get straight back into the ring.
Yeah.
And keep going, and then you could then go and ferry yours to the best place to sell, and you could make some credits there. And I think that would be, I think people would go for that. I think that would be.
You'd have to take them out in little shipments from the carry yourself, of course, wouldn't you? Because I mean, if you turn up in a system with 25,000 low temperature diamonds, they'll automatically
it's gonna be
and say, "Yeah, we'll offer you 10 credits a ton, mate." Because that's what they do.
Well, this is also what Punchbag was saying
Tell.
about, because he's in the code. You know, player pirates are going to be stuffed because they're not going to be able to like catch people. They're just going to miners are just going to have their fleet carrier right next to where they are, and there'll be very, very little chance to actually be a pirate and say, "Oh, look at all that lovely cargo." Oh, he's gone. He's already docked everything. His indestructible, immovable fleet carrier. You can't even force them to jump out like you can with a capital ship.
But where would they go?
Don't know.
If you could,
Next is Raven.
because that would be moving players against their will, which technically the carrier controller can do anyway. But
the carrier's in no danger. They cannot be destroyed.
but nor are stations.
Right, but getting to a station requires that you fly from the ring to the station. Maybe there's not a station in that that system where you're doing your mining. But if you can go straight from ring to a fleet carrier and be paid a decent rate for those low temperature diamonds, that's going to kill.
We don't know where you're going to be able to park them yet.
And okay, Norcan outposts.
Norcan outposts.
Outposts would, as in like, they can't be damaged. They're not at risk, and then they have commodity markets.
Right, but the thing is, it's not. Nobody's put an outpost next to those rings at Baran, have they?
No,
Nobody's
they
put a
haven't.
station there. So you can go straight from the ring, straight to the fleet carrier, sell your stuff at zero risk, go straight back out, go mining again, go back to the fleet carrier. It's gonna be...
Sounds great. It sounds great. That sounds good. That sounds positive.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That sounds like good
If I was
gameplay for people.
If I was a pirate, I would just park myself right next to the fleet carrier.
Yeah. See, now you'd just sit there waiting for people as a pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even have to hunt for them.
They
You
don't
just
have
sit there. It's like,
tons
oh,
of
wait for
guns
them
on
to
them, do they, the carriers?
See, I just
Because they
think
don't
it's,
need to defend themselves.
It's going to be a paradigm shift, I think, for pirates, and it's going to change gameplay for a lot of people. I think we're going to need to think about it. I think we'll have to see how things go. I'm
Yeah,
personally
plenty
not
of
against
testing.
it, but let's see what happens. And oh, how about this? We're ending on an 07, landing on an 07.
Yay!
That's good. How nice is that? The
See.
game salutes us for being calm, collect, and using our intelligence instead of our rage.
wait, what? I'm demanding everyone's positive until they've tried it, and then they can be negative about it. That's what I'm saying.
yeah. Oh, I think people
Yeah,
can.
that's a
people
very
can
fair
be-
point.
It's okay to have doubts about stuff, and it's okay to express them as long as you do it in a constructive way. If people just shake their face, Frontier are going to clam up, they'll never listen. If you say, this is how I play, and this is going to adversely affect it, is there a small change you can do that will make things better for me? In fact, here I'll suggest something. And then maybe Frontier will look at that and go, yeah, we can do that. Just like we did when we went to Frontier and we told them that having to synthesize probes for scanning planets would be a disaster. They listened. They changed it. So they do listen. So be positive. That's my takeaway for this. So we're at the end of the stream. I will say, be positive, be polite. Manners cost nothing. These people are
Don't be that
professionals.
kid throwing a tantrum in the supermarket aisle on the floor.
Yeah, no one will listen. They just walk
past and
by.
ignore you if you're doing that.
And you might have the best point in the world, and they will not listen because they don't want to hear that.
If you
stuff.
say, "Excuse me,
Yeah.
I had a thought," then they might listen.
Yeah, as a,
So who do you want to raid, Scub?
I don't know who is streaming, who we can rate.
Well, I think that Commander Plater fellow's actually
Well,
streaming. at the moment.
I'm going to be rounding off my stream now anyway. So I'm going to leave you to it, to pick your person to raid,
Boo! He's
and
getting
then-
away before we can raid him.
and then
Thank
ending
you,
my stream.
Mr. Pete, for coming along and sharing your thoughts.
Very nice to hear you.
Because I'm just I'm super positive about it all. I'm like, I just want to try it. You know what? I might play with them during the beta, and I just might not like it. Or I might love it during the beta, then try it when they go live, and then decide it's too much hassle and too much work. And I'll be like, actually, you know what? It's not for me. And then that's okay. You know, and That's what I think. I just think everyone should do the same thing. But thank you, because you did point out some things. I hadn't even thought of the exploration stuff myself. So it's always good to hear other opinions. But thank you, Scorb, for letting me crash. And
You're more than welcome. Anytime, mate. Anytime.
I'll probably join you in voice after anyway. So I will catch you later.
All right. So who is?
I am going to call time for my stream there, guys, because I have been streaming for 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I wasn't actually planning on streaming after the reveal, but having seen loads of people talking about it, I had to talk about it as well. So I am going to call time there, guys. So I'm going to say thank you very much to everyone who's been watching. As usual, please do make sure you do like and subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. Also follow on Twitch if you haven't already. Got some other games I want to be playing kind of next week and stuff, plus the beta's going to kick in, so I can go through playing everything, trying it out, so you don't have to, which is totally okay. So I am going to say, once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Commander Plater, out.